We are back with another episode of Middle-Aged Mamas. The gang is all here, and we have some testosterone at the table.
That's me.
We have the wonderful Bryan Dattilo. You, I'm sure, recognize him. We will get all into that. But I just have to tell you that behind the scenes, we have a professional actor here. But let me tell you, these divas at the table, checking their makeup and their powder, and Bryan is just fresh out the shower.
and beverage requests.
Yes. That's hysterical. So let's open up with a little bit of guilty pleasures, because it's not often that we get a male perspective and get some of the well, we know some of the guilty pleasures that's out there, but let's hear from a middle-aged dad. What might be your guilty pleasure?
I don't know about a guilty pleasure. I don't even know for sure what that really means, but I know that there are things I like that I probably feel bad about. Is that a guilty pleasure?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So dark chocolate almonds, definitely.
Oh my
From
gosh.
Trader Joe's?
I just bought some from Home Goods.
Clusters from Trader Joe's. Nothing like clusters. That's ridiculous. Yeah, so that's crack. Stay away from that. Guilty pleasure. I like, well, who doesn't like massages? But like shower massages.
Okay.
Like I'll sit in my shower and do the massage thing until it goes into one spot that bleeds.
Ooh.
What? Wait,
And then I'm like,
so good.
finally, I got that knot out. I don't care if I'm bleeding right now. And then my wife's like, what'd you do to your back? It's all 3rd-degree burns all over your back. I'm
oh my
feels
gosh.
so good.
So the water is really hot then when
It is. It's
Just
scorching
to get
hot.
that
And the
kink
pressure.
out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good tip, because I have those kinks too, but I just make William get them out every time.
Does your water pressure do like the massage thing, like the water
probably not.
shower
We
head?
have an actual massage gun that all the kids use endlessly,
The
but it
athletes.
makes me itch.
Oh, you're talking about
That's
that
right,
thing.
I
Yeah.
start itching.
That means it's working.
I don't like that.
Oh, because it has a tingle, like your nerves tingle, huh?
Oh, so I just need to get through the itch and then it'll be all right.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
You get those nightly rubs, though.
Yeah, I
from
do.
William.
I get
You're
rubbed
so
to sleep.
spoiled.
I'm very spoiled.
When I touch my wife, she says, "Get off me." It's not that time once a week. Get off me. I'm just
Father's Day.
working the neck, working the shoulders. You look a little tense. I know what you're building up to. Stop. Stop.
Another time once a week. The middle-aged once a week.
Hey,
It's a schedule.
Schedules work.
they do.
Okay, so mine is, I just realized this, eating in the car so I don't have to share with my kids.
Are you serious?
Yeah, if I've made dinner or something, I'm like, no, you guys are eating the food at home. And I'm like, but I don't feel like eating the food at home. I'm going to get something for me. I'll sit in the car and eat it before I come.
Oh, wow.
That's great. I'm steal that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, because then they're going to be like, oh, you got that? Well, yeah, I have a job. This is what I wanted. And there's food for you in the house. I'm not spending $100 at Chipotle when I just cooked.
Hell no.
Or when William just cooked.
Right. I was about to say, I didn't know you were cooking these days.
So that's mine. What's yours, Dawn?
So I have one. It's about to be a new regular one, but traveling alone.
Oh, okay.
Without my husband, without my kids.
Really? Without me?
Without you stressing out in the Uber, humming and whistling. So I had to take my daughter back to school, and we were together, but then when I came back, I was alone. But she now has her own apartment. So the first couple years she was in the dorms. Last year she had 5 roommates. She now has her own apartment. I was there like helping her decorate. So I have already scheduled my next trip to go visit her by myself.
Right.
And my other daughter was like, oh, can I go with you? I was like, are you going to pay for it?
Wait, so what is the exciting part about being alone? It's just going to the airport, like sitting on your flight by yourself, all that stuff.
Because I'm going to feel like I'm on vacation.
Okay.
And I'm going to go to her place and be spoiled, and I'll spoil her a little bit. Right. But now I have a place to go where I don't have to worry about getting a hotel, and I'll be able to go and travel, and so I've already planned my next trip.
Does she love
but
you?
You gotta keep it
visit?
down to like once or twice a year. You can't just be like,
hell no, she only has one more year.
So how many times are you gonna go drop in?
I'm gonna get it in, maybe quarterly.
Does she love you coming to visit?
She of course loves me because she's throwing everything in the basket. When I'm there, when I'm there and I'm taking her shopping, getting everything together, she's acting like I'm a rapper, just like throw it in the bag. Isn't that a song? Just throw it in the bag. Like she doesn't look at the prices. We were in Ross, Marshalls, Target, all the places, and she's just throwing stuff in the basket. So of course, because I'm going to pay for it. Mama's coming, and I'm going to help her decorate. So that's going to be my reason. I need to go back in like 2 weeks because I didn't finish helping her decorate.
2 weeks? Are you serious?
Labor Day weekend. Is that coming up?
Oh wow, she's going to let you decorate her place?
Yeah.
This is like a dream golden child.
Yeah.
Well, you did something right.
But she's a little OCD though. She's kind of scary.
I hear that.
She's a little scary. She had to put me in my place a couple times. She did tell me at one point, what's the term that she used? Mom, I'm gonna need you to lock in. I was like, what the hell?
You're like, okay, where's my seatbelt?
I was like, what does that mean? But I was about to turn right on a one-way street, and you weren't supposed to go the way. Yeah, she was telling me to focus. She was telling me to focus, but I was getting so distracted. And then I was like, Maya, I said, I'm getting so distracted. And she's like, Mommy, you're going to need to pull over and let me drive. I'm going to go easy on you, but I forget that you're getting old and you're stressing me out.
But that's East Coast, right?
Yes.
Because those streets are sometimes crazy.
Yes.
So I don't blame you for that, going down a one-way street.
It's scary, right? Like every other street is a one-way. Whew, I was stressed out. But I'm gonna start traveling alone, not taking anybody with me.
Okay, nice. What you got?
My guilty pleasures always center around food.
Yep.
Of course. So yes, Bristol Farms has these homemade cookies. And they're really
the cookie.
Yeah, they're really big, and they're always fresh.
Really?
Whenever I seem to go, yes, and I bought 2 yesterday. They're $3 a piece, like $3.75 a piece though, but they're so delicious.
Check it out. Yeah, in the car.
Yeah, they're really good. They're really good. So that's my guilty pleasure. I'm not eating a whole lot of sweets these days, but that's my sweet of choice.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Okay, so we have Bryan here.
Yep.
You might recognize him from, we're all middle-aged moms at the table. And growing up, during our sick days, when we'd be home from school, we would watch The Price is Right and all the soaps.
Yep.
Yeah. And Bryan is representing Days of Our Lives. When did you start?
93.
In 93. So give us a, little journey of how that took place and how'd you end up with that role. And
it was one of my auditions and I couldn't believe it, and I called my grandmother who loved the show at the time. Aww. And I was like, she was my meme, you're not gonna believe this. What you got to grow pregnant. No, you're not gonna believe this. It's good. Okay, what? I have a chance to be on your story. I have an audition for Days of Our Lives. You're gonna get it. And I said, hold on, I haven't even gotten in on one audition yet. It takes like a couple months to get. You got to get a couple callbacks. You got to go to networks, see the producers. There's a lot to do. I don't know. No, you're going to get it. God wouldn't do that to me. God wouldn't give me a chance to see you on my show every day and take that away from me. You're going to get it. I said, all right, we'll see. Called her. Got a call back. I told you. Producers. I did pretty good at producers. I told you you're going to get it. And then when I finally got it, I called her. I said, you were right. I actually got it. And she was freaking out. And my mom was chasing me around the table trying to give me a hug. I was like, get away. But I was really happy for her because when I used to go see her, I used to spend summers with her, and she used to watch Days of Our Lives.
Really?
And I used to be like, what are you watching? And she'd be like, look, if you ask questions during my story, you have to leave. You can't stay in the living room.
That's the rule. That is the rule.
Don't touch. Don't ask questions. Questions are a commercial. Don't make me, because I'm taping this. I'm taping this.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right.
VCR.
And then when I got it, she flipped out, and luckily she taped the first 3 years that I was on the show on VHS tapes.
Yes.
And then she'd send me it with little notes on it like, not bad, this one's better. I don't like this one. Like breaking it down for me. I was like, she's my toughest critic. But
Grandmas are the best.
Before she died, she got to watch me a lot, so that was a big thing for me.
Wow, that is so exciting.
Nice.
So before that, were you an actor or did you do commercials? What did you do before that?
I had a friend who I used to hang out with. I grew up in My mom worked for the National Enquirer, so
Oh wow.
we were
wow.
from West Palm to Beverly Hills. So we
Yeah.
Oh, so you're from Los Angeles, from California.
Well, I was actually born in Chicago.
Okay.
Parents divorced when I was 3, moved down to Florida. She got the gig at the Enquirer. And then as she got promoted, we got moved out here or back
Oh,
there.
wow.
Oh, okay.
So I started
That's
in Florida,
interesting.
and then 2nd grade to 8th grade, I was in Beverly Hills, and then came back to West Palm, and then finished at Beverly Hills High.
Okay.
But I acted before I left. A friend of mine growing up, his mom was an executive producer on not necessarily the news, which was on
I
HBO.
feel like I remember that.
And it was
Yeah, I
like a
remember
comedy
that.
with skits
Yeah, I
about
remember that.
political stuff.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I
that was a
on
long
like
time ago.
10, 12 episodes of
Yeah.
that. And that kind of
okay.
got me started. I played Elliot from E.T., but it was the drunken terrestrial, and I picked up a bum on the street and put him in the closet with all stuffed animals, which you can
funny.
still see. So you could see anything online now.
Yeah.
But then I did a Grizzly Adams movie, which didn't really do anything, which I kind of look like now. And then got dazed and got lucky.
Right. So how many years were you on Days?
It's been 31.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I was
Yeah,
on for a
93.
couple episodes this year, but not a lot. So it's kind of
Yeah.
fizzled out.
Right. But they always bring you back.
They go through writers that either like me or don't. So if the writer doesn't like you, you're not really working.
Well, like
Your character?
You or your character, yeah. I think they're hand in hand. When you're on a soap for that long, they don't really view you as you. You're the character.
Oh, that's fascinating.
I feel like.
Yeah, yeah.
So they don't like, I can't really write
They
for
don't
that.
really separate you,
Oh.
No.
your personalities.
No, I don't think they look at us. They look at us as the characters. I don't think, the way they write.
Oh, that's fascinating.
That's
Soaps
interesting.
are just a different world altogether.
Absolutely.
It really is.
So, do you remember, some of the episodes that stick out the most? Because they have some crazy storylines on that
The
show.
Days episodes?
Oh, my
Yes,
yeah.
I remember it just happened to be on one day, and it was like some woman possessed. But this was
Oh,
recent.
right.
This was like 2021 or something.
Yeah.
I was like, is this believable? Like, what are they talking about? She's like possessed.
Floating around in her bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got the contacts in.
Yeah. Do you have
Yeah.
any favorites?
I've had a lot of good ones. I think we made a doll of my son and tortured the doll to make it look like
Like
he
a
was
voodoo
being,
doll?
Yeah, like he was
Wow.
being tortured. It was like it was a ventriloquist doll.
Oh, my goodness.
and his eyes would bleed, and we were like trying to make someone think they were hallucinating. I think so. We were
You're trying to
tripping
make
around with-
somebody else go crazy.
Right, right. But there's been baby swaps and
And
I was in a coma.
You and Sammy always have like,
yeah, Sammy and I we've done a lot together. We broke a lot of beds. No, literally, our characters
Are you
break the
serious?
bed. Like they break away beds for us.
Oh.
And we were taping this one
Wait,
thing.
is this a
That's
love
the
scene?
storyline?
The
Yeah.
storyline is
See?
actually because they
Because
like
you guys
each
are
other.
such hot and heavy lovers.
Yeah, we break beds. So
Wow.
literally, we had like the bed was designed to be a breakaway,
breakaway.
but I wasn't rocking it as hard as I should. and the prop guy's like, "You better rock this bed. It's my job. You don't rock this bed, and this thing don't fall. My job's on the line." I was like, "I got you. I can rock the bed." And you can't really lay on top of someone in daytime, so you have to lay on the
Right.
side of them.
yeah.
So now I'm rocking on the side of her. She's looking at me like, "What
are you doing?"
I'm trying to break this bed, and you're not moving with me." Finally got her momentum going. Snap! The thing falls.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
So what did
hilarious.
that do for you when you were out on the street? Like people, like fans of yours, did people really like, oh, you just have this machismo or this like something about you that like,
I don't think
irresistible?
I don't think I ever fit in with that description of a soap dude. All the soap dudes are tall models who are like, 6'3" and no body fat, and they're all yoked out of their head, and they got muscles coming out everywhere. I've never been that guy. I've always been the guy with kind of like a little beer belly. I worked out
I mean, that doesn't mean anything.
lower pooch.
But now when you were younger,
When I was younger, it was always hard. It was always hard. And then I had to get in lifts because they were like, "You're a little short," and some the women are very tall in heels. So I would have to wear. They put me in 3-inch lifts
In your shoes?
Yes.
Oh, no.
They sent me to this Italian designer, Di Fabrizio. I am the best shoemaker in the world, and I make it for Tom Cruise and for Prince and for all the little guys.
But Tom Cruise is already known to wear lifts in his shoes.
Yeah, I saw Tom Cruise just now on the closing ceremony, and he was running. I was like, man, those are 2 3-inch lifts right there. I know it. I see that from a mile away.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so the height thing didn't really go in my favor, and when I first got the job, I was let go after my first 3-year contract, and then the fans were so mad that they hired me back.
Okay, so they did like you.
I guess I'm considered a fan favorite, but not. I always fight who wants to employ me. It's like the fans are always trying to put them on, and they're always like, oh, okay. So it's been a good ride. I mean, 31 years. I'm lucky.
Yeah.
I can't complain.
Right. So you went from, were you an adolescent?
Started when I was 21.
Oh, you were 21 in 93.
Days, yeah.
Okay.
He's grown.
Yeah.
Wow. But you morphed into a man
on the show.
I guess. Yeah, I guess I did. Yeah, I guess the years kind of added up, and now I'm a grandpa on the show.
Are you? You're a grandpa on the show and in real life, right?
I was going to say that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so while you were breaking beds, what did your lovely wife think of that? How does that matter, or is it just acting is acting, and how do actors handle those love scenes?
Love scenes.
Do you go home and is she expecting you to break the bed?
There's a lot to live up to. There's a lot to live up to. Because my bed's really tight. It's hard. No. I actually met my wife on set.
Oh, okay.
She was doing background. And I said to the camera guy, I said, you see that girl over there? He's like, oh yeah, I see her. I was like, she's wearing like a half shirt, some tight jeans. And I was like, I'm going to marry that girl. And he's like, good luck with that, buddy. We'll see. So I remember I wrote my phone number down. I put it in my sock. And I don't know what I'm thinking. I think I reach into my sock and whip it out on set and just give it to her real quick. That didn't work out, so I never had the chance to do it. So I'm pulling out of the lot, and I see her walking, and I'm in my Corvette with the top down, thinking I'm bad, Hey, Hong Kong, hey, how you doing? You want to go out sometime? I don't date actors. I was like, oh, no. I was like, well, can't you be friends with actors? And she's like, I haven't really met an actor I want to be friends with.
Wow.
So I didn't know that she was doing background stuff on CSI Miami and all this other stuff. Really so she was kind of used to the actor scene and didn't really want to date an actor.
Right. It didn't faze her.
Right, yeah. So by the time we started dating and stuff, she did get a little weird sometimes if I had to, if she sees me kiss a little too kissy.
Right, because a kiss is a kiss. Like, you start feeling feels.
Sometimes kisses you get carried away with the kiss.
Yeah.
And you try not to. You try to be technical about it, because you got to kiss right. You got to kiss left.
Right.
You got to pull back. You don't want to get in her light. I mean, there are a lot of technical things to worry about. But you're also acting and trying to,
make it look real.
Yeah. So you can't feel it too much when you go home.
The kiss can't be too kissy. That's interesting.
When I first kissed Christy Clark, she played Carrie way back in the day, and we had acting class together, and we had kissed previously
in acting class.
In acting class, and she tongued me, and I was like, "Wow, I'm gonna get in trouble for that." But I didn't initiate it; she attacked me.
Attacked.
So I was like, well, she got the better part of me. Like, she went in and really got the best of me. So yeah, she was like,
Well, it probably doesn't help if the person is attractive. That probably doesn't help. But I mean,
everybody's attractive.
I know.
Right.
How do you weed that out? Or
I don't know. Or if you're attracted to that person, right?
Yeah, if they're your type, then what?
Yeah.
Then it's a Mr.
Then it's more. It's a kissy kiss.
Oh,
hopefully not. Hopefully not.
It helps if both people are married.
Yeah.
If one person is single, that's a little. I mean, it's not that bad, but it's a little different.
And were most of the stars married?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because you're hanging out with them too. And
And your spouses know each other.
Yeah, like me and Allison Sweeney got pretty close over the years, and her husband Dave, and like they have a private plane. They took me in the plane once and brought me to Vegas, and then I'm hanging out with him, and then like I'm looking at the script. I was like, Lucas laying on top of Sammy Monday. And I'm like, oh no! I hope he didn't read that.
Laying on top of
He didn't read that. Seems
They gotta have a plan.
Yeah, because the soaps are all about the passion and the drama.
Yeah. Totally
Now, how do you feel about reality shows? Because it seems like
that's kind of like the new day.
Yeah, we took a
soap
leap
opera.
from soap operas, and then reality came on, which is kind of like the modern day soap opera.
It made it harder for soaps, I think.
Yeah.
Because you really have to up the shock value. Because real life gives you enough shock value.
Absolutely.
yeah.
So it's tough to create that in a story when it's real.
Right.
And people like real stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
That set us back. The OJ trial set us back, I think. According to ratings, soap ratings went down after that.
Yeah, we were just talking about that because William was saying that.
But it's real life.
Yeah. And because they would preempt the soaps to put the trial
so they would come on much
so everybody
later.
got so invested in that, and then when it was all over, it was like,
they lost interest.
Yeah.
Go back.
That's fascinating.
Right.
Yeah. And we actually we got a lot of reality actors on the show too throughout the years.
Oh.
A lot of people, they brought that element in, trying to kind of bring in that audience.
Oh.
I know
because some of that is scripted.
Some of the reality
TV shows.
It's
gotta
not
be.
all, it's not all real life. You don't
Or maybe they
walk
just
into
throw out a
party.
topic and then you work on that topic or work around that topic.
Well, they set you up. They know that the person's going to be at the party. It's not that part isn't a surprise, and then they might mention that you didn't get invited to so and so,
Yeah.
and then they let it fly.
Oh yeah, they stir it up good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm guilty of it too. I watch reality.
What are your favorites?
I got into the 90-Day Fiance thing for a while.
This is a couple years ago.
Dating ones.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of gotten a little played for me, but like 3 or 4 years ago,
During
I was like,
COVID.
Yeah, during COVID.
Yeah.
There are other reality that I'll watch, but then you get like survival reality shows like Alone or Naked and Afraid.
Naked and Afraid. Oh my goodness, my husband loves that show.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Like, oof.
Were soap operas a part of the television watching that was able to be still filming during COVID?
Yes. Yeah, it was hard.
So
really hard.
did your viewership go back up then during that time though?
I think it did because people were home.
Yeah.
But it was so hard to work with COVID.
Yeah.
All the protocols and the masks and
They had a nurse on
zones and
set.
Nurse on set, test every day.
Ooh.
People getting testing out and then having to wait 2-3 weeks to come back, sometimes a month.
Oh, right. Have to rewrite.
All that has
So
to
it
be
was just
rewritten.
difficult all the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that it did spark up the ratings a little because people were home.
So what is Bryan up to now? I heard you had an alien encounter at one point.
I can't believe my wife was telling you that. I was like, honey, shut up. She doesn't know I was abducted by aliens. Don't tell her that.
In real life?
That's what I said.
In real life.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, real quick, just because it's a little weird and it's stupid. People think I'm on crack anyway. In '93, I just got my job, moved out with my friend John in Culver City, went to bed one night, and I saw these things outside of my window. And there was nowhere to stand, but they were standing because it was like a parking garage. It was like a story down. It was just weird that they were floating. And they came through my wall, through my fish tank, saltwater fish, which I love. And they came in and they became materialized in my room. They were just in my room. They went through the window like a ghost, but when they got into my room, they were physical.
Now, how did you know you weren't dreaming?
That's a great question because I just went to sleep and I couldn't react in any physical way. I couldn't get up. I couldn't move. All I could do was watch what was happening and kind of in my head narrate.
Wow.
So I couldn't get up. I couldn't. So I kind of thought maybe it was sleep paralysis, but sleep paralysis only lasts about 2 to 3 minutes max. You can't be in sleep paralysis for like 8 hours. It's not possible. I did all my research. It just doesn't happen. So anyway, so these things come in my room, and there's 2 in hoodies, and they're smaller. And I'm thinking to myself, you're not fooling anybody with the hoodies. Because I did a lot of research before with like my mom working for the National Enquirer, a lot of UFO stuff, a lot of alien stuff.
Right. Oh, yeah, that used to always be on the cover.
Yeah.
Always, yeah.
Wait, were you ever in the National Enquirer? Were there stories about you?
I was a couple times.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, we lived in haunted houses when I was growing up, and I dreamed the guy next door got killed, and he was going to kill my mom if she walked out the front because they were coming out the front too. So I was like, don't walk out the front, they're going to kill you. And then she walked out the back, and then like that weekend the guy next door died. Anyway. And that was in
the Enquirer?
It was in the Enquirer.
Oh, wow.
About psychic whatever.
Oh, wow.
I think it was also in a thing called it was a psychic magazine back then. I forgot the name of it. But it was Psychic Adventures in Beverly Hills. It was the thing. Anyway, so it was kind of like I when I saw these things, I was like, I know what I'm looking at. Kind of. I got the feeling like, oh, these gray aliens.
Oh, wow.
So the one comes around with the hoodie, and he gets me out of bed, and he walks me out, and still I can't really control my walking or anything. I'm just kind of observing everything as it happens. They take me outside of the side door of my apartment, and I thought I was looking at a street light, but I guess it wasn't. And so I found a lot of this out when I went under hypnosis by this lady who puts people under hypnosis for people who think they've been abducted. Her name is Yvonne Smith, and when I went through it, they put me in this place, and they did some like medical stuff to me. You know, where they put some stuff on my junk.
The aliens.
Yeah, they got my
junk?
they got my stuff, and they got. I think they're doing like a breeding thing.
Now, did she tell you this?
No, this just happened to me that I remember.
Out.
You remember
But did she tell you
in your hypnosis?
Did she tell you that this happened?
The lady who put me under hypnosis.
Yeah.
I told her.
He's talking.
Yeah.
You remember.
I said there are things I remember about this, but I want to remember more. So if I go under hypnosis, you think it would help? She said, absolutely. So
and then how do they put you on? Is it the way you see it on TV where they do the ding ding?
Oh no, it's really weird. She walks you through this like verbal like takedown, and you're getting heavier and heavier, and you're walking further down steps, and it took like. It took about an hour for me to go under. It took a while because I was fighting it.
Oh.
But as soon as it happened, I was just seeing things in my head and filling in blanks that I had never seen before. It just was very clear.
But she only gives you things about the alien abduction, like
for that.
She wouldn't give you stuff like your childhood or when you're a baby. Or
I would think whatever you have to
work
she
through.
kind of walks you through it. I want to take you back to the night of this. And your details kick in, and then you're laying down, and now tell me what you see. But it took a long time to get to where I could actually start seeing things in my head that I never saw before.
Wow.
Really weird. It's like it was in there, but it just took a while. And then, you know when you have a dream and something happens in real life and you're like, oh, I had a dream about that last night. And then you remember the whole dream
thing.
after that.
Yeah.
Like, that was, but you didn't remember anything until something triggered the memory.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how it
Deep
works.
in your
Like as soon as you get the memory triggered, you're like, wait a minute, now I know what those mother got me.
Yeah.
So anyway, they put me in this other room, and I'm sitting at this table with other people, but they're kind of in like a trance. And I remember thinking, I'm not in a trance, but I probably was. But I remember thinking, these people are out of it. They're just looking at the wall, man. These people are, but I probably was. And they brought these taller aliens, brought these kids to me, and the kids were really weird because they weren't fully human. They were like half human, half alien, and they wanted to be near me, and I was like, no, because I knew immediately something was wrong because the way they looked, and it just wouldn't look right. So that's when I freaked out, and I kind of broke down and hadn't lost it, and I lost it in the hypnosis thing too, which was really weird. And I'm crying in the hypnosis thing. Tears are falling out of my eyes, and I don't know, it's overwhelming because I'm being taken back to it. So in real life, at that point, I woke up and I was drenched, like soaked, like I was swimming. And my underwear was at my ankles.
Wow.
And I couldn't get up right away. I was awake, but I couldn't move. And I remember leaning on the side and trying to push myself up, but I could not. Mm-hmm. And then I pushed myself up and immediately wanted to call my mom for some reason and tell her what happened, tell her the dream I had. I said, "You're not going to believe this. It seemed like 20 minutes, but it was like 6 to 8 hours, and I don't know what happened, but it was just super weird." And I was about to tell her all this, and she said, no, wait, don't tell me anything. I want to tell you about a dream I had last night. And I was like, I don't want to hear it. She's like, no, Bryan, really, it's important. You came to me in a dream last night, and the reason why you came to my door, and the reason why I didn't let you into my door is because you had a baby with you that wasn't human. And I was like, wait a minute. Wow. Let me tell you about my dream.
This is like a movie.
Wow.
It was nuts. So that happened in 93. I started to go to work the next day. Act like nothing happened, you know.
So when you see like the weird things in the sky, are you like
thinking they're coming back for you?
I have videos, maybe 50, 60 videos on my phone. All I do at night is go out at dusk, 8 to 9, 9:30, and I look up and just see. There are things that you could see, and then there are things you can explain, and there are things you can't. Mm-hmm. And I know what satellites look like. I know what string satellites look like. I know what planes look like, because an air road is over us. Yeah. We get planes constantly. Mm-hmm. Right. So when something stands out that's different, it's like, wait a minute, that's weird. So I did a lot of reporting with MUFON. My mom got me into a lot of stuff, and I did do a podcast about it, and I did interview a couple of people from Ancient Aliens, which was cool. Yeah. David Hatcher Childress, Nick Pope. There's a cool movie coming out that the Obamas are doing about Betty and Barney Hill. And they were a couple in the 60s that got abducted. And it's one of the first major recorded cases through hypnosis.
Why don't they keep people when they abduct them? I thought it was like they just for what?
Are you like giving an assignment, maybe?
Great question. But if you're going to pick a fruit, right, you can grab the fruit, or you could get the seed and make your own trees.
There you go.
So I think what they're doing is they're
making another race of people.
That beautiful Bryan Dattilo.
I don't know what my genes have that they want, but they seem to be into them. I don't know.
Can I ask you a question? If you probably remember it, the people that you saw at the table that were in a trance, were they all different colors, or were they white? Were they black?
Do you want to know
all different kind of people.
I just want to know.
They were humans. They were all different kind of people.
Oh, okay.
And there was a lot of
men, women, all kinds.
Yes. And they were
wow,
just stone faced, and I'm thinking, what is wrong with these people? But I was probably
looking the same way to them.
But your inner dialogue,
but you're still working inside of there, but the outside is just.
I think they have something that shuts down your nervous system and disconnects you out of your body, so you can't fight back like that.
Wow,
that's fascinating.
Unless you break it down like I did and freak out like I did, and then you just lose it, and then they just say zap. This guy's losing it.
But for you to remember all of that, your subconscious, I'm probably sure that happened to you.
It was too weird of a circumstance, I don't think, to be a dream.
Yeah.
And then when you look at other cases, it's kind of similar. Loss of time, medical, these half.
And then they don't bother you ever since then.
I wouldn't know. I don't think, because supposedly it happened before that, and I didn't remember.
Your mom told you?
The hypnotherapist said that I think that this isn't the first time.
Wow.
Because I don't know. It's supposed to, I don't know. Who knows, really?
Like how you tag animals in the sea.
That is wild.
And you just keep a watch on them.
Wow, look at somebody trying to bring in the story.
Wow.
That's the story.
Wow.
Yeah, it's out there. It's out there. But if you think about life on other planets, there has to be.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just
is that what they did with Pluto? Why isn't Pluto a planet anymore?
Wasn't that a case? They made it a planet again.
Oh, really? I did a puzzle the other day and Pluto was not on there.
It's because of its size.
They keep Pluto to the side.
Coming back and forth.
That's where all the
my
alien lives.
goodness.
Yeah, short planets don't get respect. It's like a short act.
They need some lips. Oh my
They need
goodness.
some lips.
Those lips are crazy.
Okay, so Bryan, you are a dad. You of Gabriel. Well, I don't know. We don't need to say Ray's name, but you have a son and a daughter.
Yep.
And your daughter has some acting chops as well.
Yep.
Did you get her into that, or was that her own desire?
Liz, my wife, was on that.
Oh,
Yeah, she's kind of both of our agent. She'll go through the breakdowns and look through things, and then send them to my agent, and then I actually, that's how I got this last job. My wife submitted me for it.
Really?
And I was like,
You didn't know?
I had no idea. And then
Like
she's
the
like, you have an
cowboy?
interview next week.
Oh,
And I was like, for what?
Go,
Who's
Liz.
it from? And she's like, don't worry about it. You're going to do great. All right. Yeah, she's definitely, Delilah, I think, sees that her mom does it. You know, I do it. She doesn't mind it. She doesn't mind the auditions. You know, she'll be like, all right, fine, let's do it quick, you know. And she's been on sets, commercials for a long amount of time, and kind of likes it when she's with the other kids and they have school and they play and then they get to, you know, do the thing. She knows it's hard work, but then she knows she gets paid for it.
right.
Oh.
So that hit her early. Like, oh, wait a minute, I have money in the bank in my own bank account.
Nice.
That's kind of cool. I'm like, yeah, you got some money.
Yeah.
So I think she sees that it, you know, it could be a thing that she could succeed at,
Right.
and she seems to enjoy it.
I always tell
That's
her when I
good.
see her, she looks like the Samantha from My Dream of Jeannie, the little daughter.
Oh, she does.
She kind of does.
She looks just like her, the little
Tinkerbell.
nose. Yeah, she just like her.
She does.
Yeah, she's so cute. So you are a wonderful father and husband, and Liz, your wife, a few years ago was diagnosed with breast cancer. So I
Yeah.
know that you really helped her through that. What was that like, dealing with that?
Oof, that was tough. That was tough. Seeing her.
Because it was right during COVID.
Yeah. That was dangerous. Yeah, her immunity was shot anyway. So for the chemo and the way her body broke down and the way she, you know, fought losing her hair with the cold cap therapy and the insurance not covering it. And I mean, that was, you know, 8 G's alone just in keeping her hair.
Wow.
So, and then that did a lot for her, I think, because that was her identity, was her,
Right.
her
She
hair
has
and
beautiful hair.
her womanly
Yeah.
traits that she values and everything that was going on with her chest.
Wait, so getting that procedure saved her hair?
It saved her hair,
Okay.
which saved her confidence, which saved her mood, which kind of made everything a little bit easier to deal with,
go
because she could still, even though it was thinning and it was kind of falling out and stuff,
Right.
she still kind of had it to feel like she was the same person. But to see the change in her energy level and, you know, sleeping 10 hours a day and not being able to get up, and then Delilah, you know, my daughter being sensitive to it and seeing her mom go through it, and she knows what cancer is at an early age now. So it was hard, and she just lost her dad to Alzheimer's. So it was bad timing for everything, and I wasn't working. Luckily, I was home a lot to be there for her.
Yeah.
And then she started getting stronger, and things started getting better, and tests started coming back, and she started. The momentum started to pick up. We hit the low point, and now it could go up.
Right.
And luckily it did, and it kept going up, and she's been in remission.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
For about, what, 3 years now?
Yeah,
2.5,
that's
3 years?
amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
how did she find out? Did she find it just through a regular mammogram, or?
She missed a couple appointments, and she complained about something as she raised her arm. She said, when I washed my hair, I got a pain on my side. And I said, well, you've missed your last 2 mammogram things. You probably should go. And she did, and then they said, yeah, we see something that we think needs attention.
What stage was it? Was it early or?
3?
Oh, was it?
They got to 3, I believe.
Oh, wow.
It was 2 for a while, and then I think there was a 3 scare
Right.
for a couple months.
Because during COVID, you know, neighborhood, Brian and I live in the same neighborhood. We're all like the 50s. We're always at each other's house talking, you know. And during COVID, we were all inside and didn't see each other that much other than walking the dogs and waving. So, you know, we didn't see Liz for a long time. And then after COVID was kind of ending, we're at a pool party and she just happened to bring it up like, oh, no, I had, you know, I was dealing with this whole time. We would have never known because she's always so bubbly and so happy and so fun to be around. But you could tell that was just even saying it, taking a lot out of her.
Totally.
But now she's back on the mend.
And
you loved her through it like a wonderful spouse should do. So, kudos.
How did you do during that time caring for her? And like, did you have your own support system? Because you always hear about the caregiver is going through a very difficult time as well.
You can't, I found that I couldn't totally get upset about it. You know, so that was kind of like, if I got upset about it, I'd go in the other room and get upset about it. I don't want to get upset about it with her and add to that for her. So a lot of times I would just take that long shower where you just pour it out and then you hit the wall as hard as you can, and break a couple tiles, and then you're like, that was really stupid. I got all that out. Now I'll go be cheery. Now I can go back and be positive. So a lot of that was, and that's hard for people going through it around because you don't want to burden the person with how you're taking it. And you don't want to make them feel worse for what they're going through. So you just gotta take care of yourself some too. You can't lose yourself in that. Because then it'll come out in other ways. And
that's part of you running. I always see you running around the neighborhood, the dogs, and he comes out with the craziest outfits. He has on like sweats and basketball shorts and a sweatshirt and a jersey, a Bears jersey. You're like,
sometimes it gets cold in the morning and it's like I'm layering up, and like if I'm in my sleeping pants, I'm like, I'll just throw shorts over this, you know.
And a hat.
And you're the one that always, when I get to the corner, you're like, you look ridiculous. What are you dressed as?
No, I saw a funny meme the other day, or not even the other day. They're like, I don't know why I'm dressing up for this holiday party. My neighbors already see me without my bra.
Hilarious.
Taking out the trash can.
Right. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
If I'm really dressed bad, I'll go the other way from your house. I'm like, he is not catching me today. I'm not going by it.
Don't say anything.
Pictures come out the window. Click, 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 click.
No, because I'm pulling up after taking the kids out.
We usually time at the same time.
Or he's whipping around from dropping off Delilah or something.
You know, you had mentioned earlier about your Corvette. And, you know, being a middle-aged man, we've talked about midlife crisis with women. And so my husband has 2 Corvettes. I was when I was out of town, I came back, he bought 2 more cars. Oh, I'm not kidding.
Wait a minute. When you just left now on your loan trip?
Yes. And so I'm just wondering, like, how
kind of cars?
What number is this?
I'm not even. We're not even.
Project cars, they're called.
That's what that's what
exactly,
he called it. A project car. And I
hilarious.
told him, and there's a cul-de-sac, 2 more cars. There's a cul-de-sac on the side of our house, and I said, we are looking like Sanford and Son. Like, what the hell? So have you experienced anything where you're like, as a middle-aged man, dad, like going out doing that crazy stuff?
I did cars for a while. Blew a lot of money on cars. I had 8 cars once. So I know what project
All together at the same time?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, because they become like shoes for women.
And that's what he
this
told
car
me.
I'll take when I go to the beach. This car I'll take when I'm going to work.
He's like, you like handbags. I'm like, don't compare
Just
cars.
my weekend car.
What was your favorite one?
The 06 Saleen Mustang.
Oh.
But yeah, supercharged. Spent $65,000 on that car like an idiot.
Goodness.
And 500 horsepower, which
fast.
does nothing on the 101 and bumper to bumper.
Right, because
Your left knee is screaming from the clutch.
Right.
You're like, I hate this car. I know. One person pulls up with great car, and you're like, thank you.
That makes your day. This is why I bought it.
And do people pull up on the side of you and like try to race you?
Oh yeah, that was the best thing about it. That's what you want. Light to light. I would blow cars. I would blow superchargers up just trying to beat faster cars than me. And then you get to the light and your car's smoking and it's broken down. And you're like, I beat you. And the guy's like, you need a tow. You need a tow.
That's funny.
You have to push it home.
That happened.
Yeah. So people actually do try to race because William always thinks that someone wants to race. I'm like, they're not thinking about it.
Oh, they are.
No.
But that's actually
When he had his BMW, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
all
funny.
it takes is a subtle look over
That's
once.
all.
Once you make eye contact and you're both kind of grinning, then it's like, wong, 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 wong. But that was stupid. I blew too much money on that. Now it's baseball cards.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can get some money out of
Now,
that.
did you do that as a child, or is this like a middle-aged thing?
No, I did it as a child.
Okay.
Had someone that ganked me from my cards and like he said, let's put our cards together and make. This is how we did it.
Give it up for Gates.
Yeah.
No, I'm old school.
Middle age, they're full of bringing it out.
He ganked me so hard. We're gonna put our collections together, and then we're gonna card shows and sell them, and then I'll send you half the money. And I was like,
no.
Okay. That sounds like a really good idea. Lost all my cards. They were worth a fortune now.
Oh, my
I don't even want to
goodness.
think about it.
Oh, my gosh.
So now I'm spending all my time and money getting it back. Like, what do I have to do to get those cards back? But now you look at the prices of them, and it's like,
Crazy.
wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's just $30,000
Oh my God.
for that
I
card.
the story because I was so
Because
I got ganked.
The ganked.
Yeah, I did.
The ganking.
Oh my gosh! So you're slowly starting to get some cards back.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
but
your
the problem
new-
is now that I'm not working as much, it's like my retail store online. So now I'm selling things that,
That's smart.
yeah, I mean, it's smart,
and do you
but
find that when you're not working as much, that's when you're wanting to engage in these projects?
oh yeah.
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 Because you have all this time on your hands,
Yeah,
right?
and those are when the best deals come out, is when you can't afford them.
Of
So you're like,
course.
I'm not working right now, and that costs $3,500. Oh my God.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Put some rims on that and lower it and put an exhaust on it and an intake. I mean, there's a lot of things guys like do with cars.
Yeah.
It's endless.
And the projects, do you ever like really have time to do it? Because my husband will always say, like, when I always say, when you have time, like, when are you never have time. So these projects just sit.
They sit.
Do you actually work on them? Like, do you classic cars as well? And like,
Or take them to car shows.
Yep, I used to do all
that
that.
cool stuff?
Used to do
Okay.
all that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was really into it. My dad worked for Ford. My brother works for Ford. All my whole family works for Ford, Chicago Heights.
oh my goodness.
For years. So
my
they're...
husband has a Ford Fairlane, like a 60-something.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Those are rare.
Yeah, you'll have to come by and check it out.
Joey's got a Fairlane, the blue one.
Oh yeah.
Next door to us.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's a Fairlane.
Yeah, they have beautiful cars.
He just got it back. He got some body work done while I was away.
What color? Of course he did.
Somebody go in 2 more weeks for Labor Day.
Because who
We'll have
knows?
2 more
Who
cars.
knows what's going to happen when I come back? It's cream. It's like a cream, and I think it's a red interior.
Oh, wow. That's a good
You have to
combo.
come by and check it out.
That's a good combo.
He'll
Red
give
interior.
give you a ride like he does all the neighbors on the street.
I will do that.
Funny.
The kids are lined up.
That's hilarious.
Brian, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you guys. That was
You
fun.
are so great.
So
Where can we
much
find
fun.
you?
Don'tGetGanked.com.
We gotta put that on one of our merch. Don't get ganked. Yeah, we got merch coming out. Don't get. Brian said, "Don't get ganked." Circa 1993.
2 and 3.
Hilarious. Established 1993.
Right.
Don't get ganked. That's on our first mug.
Yeah.
This was awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Oh, you're
Bryan.
welcome.
You didn't say where we could find you.
Yeah.
Where can you find me? I guess it's
you're
just my
on IG?
name.
Are you on Instagram?
Yeah, it's just Bryan Dattilo.
Okay.
But I guess there's some imposters, so
Oh, okay.
Oh.
The real.
look for the one with all my family on it. The other
Oh,
ones,
okay.
that's not
cool.
me.
All right. Well,
Okay.
listeners, check out Bryan.
Yes.
You will. He's a favorite from the back in the day when we were all sick at home. You guys don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll check you out on the next episode. Thank you so much, Bryan.
That's fun, you guys.
Talk to you.
Bye. Thanks for listening. You can find us on Instagram at 3_MAMA.S, on TikTok, and you can watch us on YouTube. If you'd like to reach out, you can email us at middleagemamas@gmail.com. Peace.